All right, let's just jump right in. I'm willing to bet you've already listened to AI music today. Seriously. Maybe on your commute, maybe in a coffee shop, and you had no idea. See, this isn't some sci fi, far off future thing. It's happening right now. It's already changing the game. So the big question isn't if we're listening to it, it's what this all means. Is this
Is this the next big evolution for music? A tool that's going to unlock a whole new level of creativity? Or is this the beginning of the end for human artists? That's the debate, right? That's what we're going to unpack. And trust me, this isn't some tiny little experiment we're talking about. The scale is, well, it's huge.
Yeah, we are talking millions of streams for songs made, at least partly, by an AI. And these aren't just little demos or weird experiments, okay? These are polished, finished tracks hitting the big streaming platforms, and people are listening. So, with that in mind, one side of this whole debate says, hey, this isn't a threat. It's just the next logical step. Right. So, argument number one. This is just the inevitable evolution of music. The whole idea is that AI isn't here to replace artists. Not at all. It's just the newest, most powerful tool for them. And if you look back, you can kind of see their point. I mean, there's a pattern, right? Back in the 80s, everyone freaked out about drum machines, saying they had no soul. Then in the 90s, sampling was basically called theft. And don't even get me started on autotune in the 2000s. That was cheating. But every single time, what happened? The panic died down, and artists, well, they took the new tech and made amazing, groundbreaking music with it. So the question from this camp is simple. Why would AI be any different? So what are the actual benefits here? Well, for one, it could totally democratize making music. You wouldn't need $1 million studio anymore. It could also be a huge time saver for pros. Like, imagine getting perfect harmony ideas in seconds. It's almost like having a collaborator who never gets tired. And maybe the biggest thing, it could take power away from the big record labels and put it back in the hands of, well, anyone with a good idea. This quote just nails the argument from the listener's side of things. Think about it. When you hear a song you love, do you stop to think about how it was made? Or do you just feel it? If a song gives you goosebumps, does it really matter if it was made by a person or a program? It's a great point, but it is absolutely only one side of the coin. Because on the other side, there's a very real fear. This is the argument about the human cost. The idea here is that AI isn't just another tool. It's something different, something that could devalue what it means to be a human artist, and honestly, threaten their ability to even make a living. Look, let's be real. It's already incredibly tough for most artists to make money. Streaming payouts are notoriously tiny. We're talking fractions of a cent. Now, just imagine trying to compete against a flood of music, millions of songs that cost absolutely nothing to create. The fear is that this will just crush the market and drive what little income artists make straight down to zero. So, how could this actually happen? Well, it's kind of like a four-step process people are worried about. First, you get total oversaturation. Platforms are just flooded with AI music. Then, because of that, discovery breaks. How is a real artist supposed to get found in all that noise? Third, and this is a huge one, is the idea of extraction. These AIs are trained on music made by human artists, often without permission and without paying them a dime. And that leads to the fourth step, hollow art. Music that sounds okay, sure, but it's missing that crucial ingredient, that spark that comes from real human experience. And this quote, man, it just gets right to the core of it. We connect to music because someone, somewhere, poured their actual life into it. Their pain, their happiness. And AI can analyze all of that, sure, but it can't feel it. It hasn't lived it. So is that really creation, or is it just a sophisticated form of copy? Okay, so we've got these two very different views. But what if it's not that simple? What if it's not really AI versus artists? Maybe we've been looking at this all wrong. Maybe the real issue isn't about the tech itself, but about who holds the power. Yeah, see, that changes everything, doesn't it? The tool itself isn't good or bad. Its impact, whether it's good or bad for artists, all depends on who's in charge. And that leads to two very, very different futures. And here are those two futures, side by side. It's pretty clear. In one world, the big tech companies and platforms control it all. And for artists, that probably means less power, less money. But in the other world, artists get their hands on these tools. They control them. And suddenly, AI becomes this incredible vehicle for empowerment and creative freedom. This leads to a really interesting idea. Maybe AI is going to completely take over the world of playlists, that endless background music for studying or working out. But what humans will always dominate are the moments, The sweaty, sold-out concerts, the songs that become anthems for a movement, the stuff that actually defines a culture. An AI can churn out content, sure, but can it start a revolution?
So where does that leave us? Honestly, in a pretty wild and uncertain spot. And it forces us to get back to basics and ask ourselves some really deep questions about what music actually is to us.
Let's start with this one. If an AI song makes you feel something real, like truly feel it, does it matter that a machine made it? Does it matter that no one felt anything while creating it? Or is your reaction, the listener's feeling, the only thing that counts in the end?
And what about this? When we're swimming in a sea of perfectly crafted AI content, what's going to be the thing we value most? Will it be real, messy, complicated human experience? Will that become the new luxury good in music, the one thing AI can never truly fake? And that brings us to the final, maybe the biggest question of all. The next global superstar, will they be human or will they be code? It's a crazy thought. We don't have the answers yet, but one thing's for sure, this debate is shaping the future of music as we speak.